Nobody!
What's up, guys? Back with another video. Today we're looking at an article from Bounding Into Comics. This is from Nicole Stewart. This is a pretty interesting article. I wanted to kind of dive into this. This is called Post-Game Depression is Real, New Report Says. So I'm actually happy that she came out and wrote this article, kind of give us a breakdown and information about depression after you play a certain video game, or any video game for that matter. I'm assuming this is going to dive into really long video games, like big RPGs that do have a beginning and an end, obviously, and that you sunk a lot of hours into, and then when it's done, it's like you feel kind of empty. Now, would I say that I felt like that before? I feel like sometimes I feel more like that when I get done watching a long show, kind of like Breaking Bad or Sons of Anarchy, and I wouldn't want to say my life was devoted to watching the show. It's just that when you are watching a show for 7 years, 7 seasons, you're kind of connected to that show and you're looking forward to what's going to happen next. And then one day you come home and see the series finale ended, the season is done, the whole entire show's over, and now you kind of feel empty. I think it's a humane, normal way to feel after something you really enjoyed. So let's dive into this article, kind of see what they're saying about post-game depression and how it is real. Okay, guys, so let's dive in. If you'd like to read the entire article, it will be in the description below. You can click the link there. It says, we've all felt that heart drop after finishing an amazing game. Some even go as far as avoiding the end missions so they can keep playing. And apparently, that's normal, as reports say that post-game depression is real. I mean, I can kind of feel like that when you're playing games like Cyberpunk or The Witcher. I love that game. The Witcher was so good, and sometimes I didn't want to end it with the main mission because I wanted to continue to play the game. So I'd make sure to do all the side quests because that's how good it was. Post-game depression jumped back into the gaming conversation on March 19th when News Medical reported on a paper from researchers at SWPS University and the Stefan Batry Academy of Applied Sciences. Quote, it turns out that some people experience post-game depression, a feeling of emptiness after completing an exceptionally immersive and emotionally charged game. Kind of makes sense to me. After years of being overlooked, the paper argues that this strong feeling can actually be measured and should be taken seriously. Along with that, researchers created a new tool called the Post-Game Depression Scale, or PGDS, which they describe as the first quantitative measure made specifically for this experience. According to SWPS University, the study was built around 2 studies with 373 players in total. It says, quote, researchers ultimately captured 4 aspects related to the phenomenon of post-game depression: game-related ruminations, intrusive thoughts about the plot, challenging end of experience, necessity of replaying the game, and media anhedonia, a loss of interest in other media products. That's interesting. Data from the paper shows that those 4 pieces became the backbone of the final 17-item scale. As a whole, these reactions point to the fact that finishing a game can disrupt the emotional state of a player beyond just disappointment and sadness. That's pretty crazy because I didn't really know it was that serious when playing a video game. When people tell you like, oh, you're just playing a video game, whatever, you know, people kind of meme on it. People that don't really play video games themselves, they kind of just say, all you do is just turn your brain off, you just turn on the game, and then, you know, people want to say that you're not really doing anything, you're wasting time. I guess you can make an argument that you're wasting time, but you really are emotionally invested in the character that you're playing and the story that you are watching and playing. To me, I think it's more than a movie, because in a movie you'll sit down, you know, get your popcorn, soda, whatever, and you're not in control of what's going on in the movie. But I feel like in a video game, you are a lot more in control of where you're going, depending on the game, obviously. Like The Witcher, you can go anywhere you want. You can do certain quests, you can say certain things differently than you would say in another run, someone else would say, and that's what makes the game more interactive, and that's why people love gaming so much, and one of the reasons why I love gaming as much. It says an earlier paper published in 2023 found that the players often describe the state that they're in after playing as a mix of reminiscing, emotional attachment, and media anhedonia. I think that's how you say it. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Where other games or shows do not hit the same way right after the ending. Like I said, playing a game and watching a movie or show are two totally different things. Yeah, they are they are forms of entertainment, but they're different types of entertainment. The way you feel after a game could definitely, you may feel differently from a movie. The study found that story-driven games and strong character bonds are the biggest factors, which is why RPGs are the biggest hitters for both post-game depression. Like I said, I didn't even read this article yet, and I already said RPGs, role-playing games, getting involved with like Dungeons and Dragons and Baldur's Gate, getting involved with different things like that, and science fiction and fantasy that take you out to a different world. You get so invested that when it comes to an end, you feel empty because you really got into what they were presenting to you. And that's why they call it, to me, it's not just it's a video game you play, it's more of a video game that you experience. It says the studies highlight RPGs as the main genre behind post-game depression, and rightly so for the classic themes within these games. When a game asks for 40 to 60 or 100 hours and gives you big emotional payoffs, the ending can land with a thud. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. I don't want to read the entire article. If you like to, support Bounding into Comics, go to the website, read the entire thing. It's actually a really good article that she wrote. I find that really interesting. I'll leave it at that. What do you guys think? Have you guys ever felt that after watching a movie or playing a game, especially since this is about gaming? Have you ever felt that after a really good experience, a really good game, and when it was done, it was over for you? You just kind of felt empty because it was so good. Obviously, there's games out there that are not as good. You can probably pick it up and drop it and be like nothing. But man, when those really big RPGs, even like God of War, like an action adventure game like that, personally, I felt a little bit empty because I wanted to play more and it kind of came to a close. But guys, again, what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day. Bye.